Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the North East Non-League Show, sponsored by DJ Private Hire, Gateway Accountancy Services Limited, Elite Goalkeeper Academy, and Motivate. Tonight is our episode 72, which is the FC Hartlepool special with the FC Hartlepool coach, Mark Loynes. Mark, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
No worries. Cheers for having us on, mate. Thank you.
Excellent. Really excited to talk about the club in general. Obviously, first year in the Northern League, and that's where we're going to kind of build up to. But before we chat Northern League, I mean, the club gets to go ahead to go up, thinking end the season on a high. How much stress have you been through, and the jobs that you've had to get in place to make sure that it was right to go up this season?
Yeah, very stressful. I'll be completely honest. We when we took over Greyfields originally, we sat down. We set out a 5-year plan to get us out the Wearside link, the Northern League, and it went a bit mental. Obviously, we did it within a year. So I think it was before the Christmas time we sat down. I think you had to apply for promotion on the 31st December. I think you had to have it in by. So we literally sat down, obviously the chairman, vice chairman, quite a few of us, and it was literally, are we going to do this or not? Because we've literally got 3 months to get. Obviously, there was a hell of a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
And we just thought, you know what? Why not? Let's try. Let's give it a go. And luckily, we got in there. I mean, it's brilliant when obviously the grassroots side of things, when everybody pulls together to get things ready. We had I think myself, only the coaches, and we were doing the shuttering for the hard stand. We had the players were down doing painting, putting boards up. And I think the planning permission was the main one. It was literally last minute. I think the wagon was actually pulling into the Greyfields with a stand, and the planning permission come through at exactly the same time. But to get all that done in 3 months was massive credit. Obviously, the people behind the scenes, everything like that. Obviously the chairman, Salam, vice chairman John Gold, Chris Merry, Chris Beck. Obviously, there's a lot of people we can mention, but no, brilliant to get there.
Yeah, like see, the ground improvements is always the big one, and I think it's kind of hard on teams where you say, right, to go up, you've got to have this, you've got to have that, and the amount of money that's got to be pulled out. But it's nice to get that the stadia, the fund grant was secured as well, and allowing the updates and stuff like that. I bet that was nice, but massive also for the club knowing that you've got that the funds there to make it more of a community hub. That's literally the home of FC Hartlepool, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Again, massive credit goes to obviously the chairman, Salam, John, Chris, people like that. They managed to get the Football Foundation, the PFC Trust. We got the money in, and we got there. But happy days.
Definitely. But the club itself, like you say, the adult sides, a lot of youth sides, and all on Facebook, lots of posts all the time, which is great as well. But I mean, as a club in a whole, even in the youth sides up in the Northern League, I mean, it must have been a proud moment getting the promotion up the Northern League and kind of think, right, this is the highest we've been. Let's see how far we can actually take it now.
Yeah, definitely. Just to get a club from Hartlepool in the Northern League was massive.
Yeah.
I think now we've literally got, I think it's 40 teams we've got, ranging from the under-7s all the way up to, obviously, we have an over-40 side. We've got the reserve side, the first team. We have girls' teams now, which we're hoping to obviously get more girls' teams involved as well. We have a little kickers section, which I think it brings in about 100 kids, I think, every Saturday. It's mental, mate. And I think they're producing, I think next season we're going to have another 4 under-7s teams. So, the future's bright, mate. The club's going from strength to strength, and it's really, really good to see.
No, that's brilliant. Like you said, that's where we're heading next, which is the Northern League and the massive step. I mean, how was pre-season, obviously building that squad to step up from the Wearside up into the Northern League? Or was it about giving lads the chance of getting who they got you up there and giving them a chance in that league?
Bit of both. Obviously, massively proud to get the club promoted in the first instance. The squad we had was probably, we knew we would compete. I think that was the main thing. That's all we wanted to do. We didn't really set any main aims, so we didn't say we're going to go in, we're going to go for the playoffs, do this, do that. We just literally said we'd take one game at a time, we'll win the next game, focus on that, and then we'll just go from there. We were luckily enough, obviously, the season one, the Wearside League, we brought in quite a few lads with Northern League experience. Mm-hmm. So we already had them there. We had the likes of Brennan Ball and Ben Henderson coming from Easington. We had Tom Gavin coming from Crook. And then during the season, we brought in Josh Daly, Bishop Auckland. Who else did we have? Louis Murphy. How could I forget him? He'd kill me for that. He came from Billingham Town. But no, we had a really good squad already, and it was just more maybe he's adding a little bit more quality to that. We brought a few lads in. Obviously, Louis MacDonald come in from Stockton Town, which was a massive coup for us. Alex Hutchinson come in from Shildon, another coup. Obviously, these lads are dropping down 2-3 divisions to sign. Joe Spalding come in from Northallerton. So, no, it was good. We were really, really happy. Obviously, we spoke to quite a few lads. Probably missed out on a couple that we wanted to bring in, but that's life. Obviously, that happens, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, but like you say, that first game of the season comes. I know we had the pre-season, but it's nice just to get that first season in the league in a great 2-2. Like obviously, Eanes didn't really fancy this season, isn't in the league. I mean, that must be a proud moment for yourself and the club and just everyone involved in that day itself.
Yeah, very proud. Obviously, he's in a good side. We'd watched them pre-season, and we knew it was going to be tough. I think more the first game in Northern League, it's more sort of for the people who've been on the club for years. Obviously, it's a proud moment for us, but the likes of your Chris Merrys, your John Wards who've been to the club for years. Chris's dad, Barry, who was unfortunately not with us anymore. Obviously, Chris took over from him. Like people like that, there's a lot of good people been involved at the club over the years. And yeah, that was more for them. The game itself, the lads were class. Especially we went 2-0 down, didn't we? Think probably showed our fighting spirit a little bit. We got back into it. They went down to 10 men. I think we probably could have nicked it at the end as well, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
But away to Eanes, first game of the season, you take a point all day long.
Yeah, I mean, them first 5 games unbeaten, 1-2, drawn 3 against some really well-established Northern League sides. I mean, it must at that point for like promotions on the card again by easy start of life in the Northern League.
I think some of the lads will have been saying that. I think they were talking about playoffs the first 5 games. But no, do you know, I think the main one, obviously, getting that first point at Easington, and then I think the main one was the first Northern League game in Hartlepool at Greyfields. The Rankin Core Cup game where we played really, really well. We got a 3-1 win, which we were very, very happy about. Good August, but then it seems to be a bit of a curse with that. With our side, I think we did it in the Weir side the year before. We didn't win a game in September.
Nice.
And then I come to this year, we started well, obviously big buzz, and then all of a sudden we lose 2 on the bounce in September, which one of them was I think the second game was Washington away, and we were 2-0 up at half time, absolutely cruising. And I still have nightmares about it now, mate, to be completely honest. Yeah. I'm sure Teddy will kill me for mentioning it, to be honest. But, we just absolutely fell apart second half, and how we lost that game, I'll never ever know. Yeah,
but the whole of 2000, I mean, I know it's been on and off with the weather, but overall 2023 from the start of the season up until the end of December, pleased with the start of the Northern League?
Yeah, you know what, you have to. I think we have to be, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, we never set any major targets, anything like that. I think if you said it was this time last year, you'd be this time in March next year, you'll be 11th in Northern League Second Division, you'll be holding your own, you'll be competing. We'd have probably snapped your hand off, I'll be completely honest. But now, looking at it, now we're sort of, season's coming to a close, 9 games left. We probably think we probably should be doing a little bit better, if I'm completely honest.
It's good to look that way. Before we get into 2024, same as last night, I know we had the Ashwin manager on tonight, FC Hartlepool. We always try to push the clubs as much as we can. Anyone watching, please get across to Facebook, get across to Twitter, follow FC Hartlepool, like them on Facebook, share the status. Honestly, that little share could mean so much to the club. We're getting exposure, a few more fans through the door, so please help and support the club as much as you can as well. And please hit the subscribe button to help our channel grow as much as you can as well. And getting on to 2024, and like you say, the weather just been absolutely awful. I mean, the amount of games that we're going to try and squeeze in between now and the end of the season, it's absolutely ridiculous. But the 10 games obviously played after 2024, played 5, drawn 2 and lost 3, and currently unbeaten as well. We must be happy so far in the league since 2024 started.
Yeah, I think it's last 6 unbeaten, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we can probably be a bit selfish and say we probably shouldn't have maybe enjoyed the 2 that we did. But going on that with the weather, obviously it's been horrendous, hasn't it? A lot of games off, but again, I say massive credit, obviously, our groundsman. Obviously, Chris Melly was doing that, and Big Kev will help some out. Kev Mack, I know you've met Kev and haven't you?
Yeah,
quite a bit on you there. Yeah, he's messaged me today saying if I didn't mention him, he was going to kill me. So, I had to get his name in somewhere. But no, we Yeah, we're doing okay. We, like I say, the 2 games we drew. I know, obviously, I met yourself up with Bolton last week. I thought, how we haven't lost that game, how we haven't won that game. Sorry, is, I mean, probably just a show for how we came. I mean, we go in the dressing room after the game, and the lads are just sat there absolutely devastated, gutted. And it's like, it was like a loss. It really, really was like a loss. But fair play to them, you know, that maybe they were fighting for their life, sort of thing. That their keeper had an absolute worldie, what a game he had. But yeah, 4 wins, 2 draws. We just look on the next one, try and kick on a little bit now.
Yeah, like I see that game last night. You see, I've never seen a much one-sided game. Like you see, Kev as well. It was great to meet the people out the Facebook. I know I've met a lot this season, so it was really nice to meet Kevin. But the game itself, I know a lot of people mentioned saying, "Oh, it was end to end." I was thinking it wasn't. It was literally the last 10 minutes. And as I said before the show, I just thought you've been literally on top all that game. It's going to be a last-minute winner for Bolton. That would have been a sucker punch, wouldn't it?
And yeah, that, you know what, that's happened. That's happened a few times this season. I think if the majority of people who maybe come to watch us, we've done really, really well. We've probably dominated possession in the majority of games that we've played. We play really good football. We've got a really, really good young side. It's just maybe sometimes it's that daft cliche, we let ourselves down in both boxes sometimes. We need to be better in the final third. But do you know what? That's something we can work on. And we will. we'll get there in the end. We will get there.
That was a really enjoyable game. And a lot of people said, I think that was my longest video vlog I've ever done for 26 minutes for a 0-0 game. They couldn't believe the amount. When they watched the back, they say, 0-0, how did you do that many? How many minutes on the camera? I said, because it was a cracking game overall. It actually was a really good game. But 9 games left now, which, I mean, what is your aim now the rest of the season? I mean, looking at them games, I know you had the -3. I mean, the points as well, that must really hurt. When you look at the playoffs as well, you must think we could have been, and possibly, like you say, you never could go on that run and end up in them playoffs. It's going to be great, isn't it, at the end of the season?
Yeah, look, the points deduction, yeah, I'll be honest, Chris Merry will kill me as well for this. But it's a bit of a killer, that. Obviously, we lost the 3 points, and then we had to replay the game which we originally won, then we drew that. So really, sort of 5 points dropped. I think if you look at that, we have them 5 points, would probably put us up to about 8th. And we're not a million miles off. But look, it was just a daft mistake. Look, we can't blame anybody really. It was just one of them things. Obviously, the lad, it wasn't one of them where we brought him on. He's influenced the game. I think the lad come on for the last 6 or 7 minutes. Game was already won. It was just a daft mistake on our part. You know what? Won't happen again. That's all I can say. But not 8-9 games to go. We just, like I mentioned earlier, we'll take it one game at a time. And you know what? It's tomorrow night. Obviously, we've got Blue Star at home tomorrow night, and then we'll just see where we end up. That's all we can do. Yeah,
I know a lot of people have actually mentioned in the group the amount of teams that had the 3 points taken off this season, the fines and stuff, and the club's struggling anyway. I think the thing that I kind of have a look at and see a new rule come next season. I know a lot of people mentioned how can we improve the Northern League in the Facebook group, and honestly, the amount of comments was unbelievable. But one being this -3, and then, like you say, the points deduction, the fines as well. You're trying to help the support clubs financially, and people are struggling. You're taking money off them, taking points off them, cost them promotions. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that as well. And you know, it's the fact, obviously, sort of the expense to Prudhoe had to travel back. Travel back down to us again. You know. I think we made a bit of I think we gave them a donation, obviously, just because it was a bit our cock-up sort of thing. I think we actually gave them some money on the night, just as a bit of a soft, like, sorry sort of thing, you know, to make you coming back down. But I don't really want to go into all that about what they can and can't do better. So.
Yeah, it was nice last night because I think the other night before they put the score the wrong way around for saying RCA and Recca. And someone says, fine them. Let's get you on back on them.
I think a few people have been surprised at that, what the result would have been for RCA.
I mean, looking back now at obviously the season so far and ahead to next season now, I mean, what have you learned so far from the step from the wee side to the Northern League? What things would you change now going into the next season from what you've learned this year?
We'll definitely make sure what players are signed on, mate. That's for certain. Do you know what? Will we change anything? Do you know what? It's been a learning curve for us this season. We came in that we probably didn't really know what to expect. But like I say, now we're well into the season. We are competing. We think obviously as a coaching staff, we probably think we probably should be better than where we are. I think the lads will probably agree with that. We threw some stupid points away, to be completely honest. But like I say, it's always just win the next game. But moving forward, I don't think we've got anything to fear. We will obviously we'll look to strengthen the squad again next year. And then obviously just see where we can go again, see where it takes us.
Definitely. And the club itself, I mean, like, attendance has been decent as well, over 100, some over 200 at certain games as well. And it's all about attracting, obviously, the new fans come along. Just taking that win, that one game, just makes so much difference. I mean, looking at the attendance this season, obviously, Hartlepool in the area as well. Has it been kind of when they're away, there's been more fans, or have you kind of seen, obviously, before Kevin Phillips came in, they were doing bad? Can you see the fans come along and have a go at the Northern League?
Yeah. No, you know what? Our supporters have been brilliant. Our support's been superb this season. Even the away games, we've been taking quite a few of the away games. I think the Horden game at home, I think we got about 460, 480, something like that, which is brilliant. Obviously, just the revenue it brings in as well. It's been absolutely superb. The Hartlepool thing, yeah, it does make a difference, believe it or not. When they are away, our attendances do seem to go up a little bit. But I think the good thing there is the Hartlepool fans that have actually came in. We've had really, really good feedback. They've enjoyed the day. Impressed with the team, sort of things like that. So that obviously that's really, really good for us. But you know what, we want Hartlepool to do well. Obviously, we want to do well. So happy days. If we could change all the fixtures around to, so exactly. Stuff, it would be perfect. But it doesn't work like that sometimes.
No, it's good to get the new fans in as well. But volunteers as well are key. I mean, I know obviously I love watching the Facebook updates throughout the summer and the new stand getting delivered and a couple of fans down there sitting in the seats and stuff like that. And you just feel the buzz of everyone involved and how happy to see the club, like you say, moving in the right direction. But it means so much to these volunteers. As you say, that's been there for years, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like I touched on it earlier, didn't I, about the people who've been around for years. And just to see things like this, I mean, it's the Football Foundation and the PFC Trust who we've managed to bring the money in from. I mean, I think it was literally 2-3 weeks ago, we've had another 2 brand new stands delivered, which again is massive credit to the people behind the scenes, obviously our chairman, vice chairman, and others of the trustees. We've had another 100-seater stand delivered, and then we've had I think it's a 60, like a covered stand area. But they've literally been dropped off. We're just waiting for, obviously, fingers crossed when the weather does eventually pick up, we can get them moved into position. And you know what? The ground's going to look really, really well. We've got planning permission we're going to extend the bar. So there's going to be a balcony out over the bar overlooking the pitch. It's honestly, the ground's going to look, when it's done, it's going to look really, really good, really, really well.
No, but it's nice to see clubs improving on and off the field all the time. So that's really good to hear.
As well, especially when you see like there's obviously the clubs who are struggling a little bit and stuff like that. Obviously, money wise, it isn't. Again, I can only heap praise on the people behind our scenes who are making sure that obviously we're good to go. Everything's in the right place, sort of thing. And this club is just going to keep moving forward.
Definitely. And anyone that we get on as well, we always try to get a message out there to people that could be watching from Hartlepool tonight. I mean, what would be your message to people that's watching on who's thought, I might go down and watch, but they haven't been down? Give it a go.
Come down, we need your money. Simple as that. No, do you know what? Like I just touched on a few minutes ago, I think the old Pools fans, who've been, we've only had good feedback. I think local people in the area, I think everybody who've played football in the town will probably played at Greyfields at some point, or they'll have been to one of the shows or something on there. If you haven't been in the last few years of it, I think they'd be surprised at obviously the improvements that we've made, the new bar, the clubhouse, everything like that. Obviously the ground development, it's just going from strength to strength. And you know what? Like I mentioned, we do play good football. Northern League's a really, really good standard. And like you know yourself, even the away fans, so you get really, really good people in the non-league football and in the Northern League. So do you know what? Come give it a go. I can guarantee you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. I must say, like you say, the teams that come up from the Wayside League, and I think they did go a bit stale a little bit in the league where not many teams were coming up. But the teams that's coming up, I mean, look at the Borough Rangers, came up, went straight up again. Some sides that came up last season and doing really well. It's nice to see the new teams coming in and kind of mixing things up in the Northern League, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I know, like when I mentioned earlier, we had a 5-year plan, which we didn't want. I think, obviously, out of the feeder leagues, I think the Wearside league's it's definitely the hardest one to get out of. There's some really, really good sides in there. Obviously, in my opinion, they could easily compete in the second division. Your Darlington Towns, your Loynes Rangers, Norton are going well. Your Dedham Uniteds, things like that. It's a really, really good league, and I'll be honest, I think we were really, really glad when we got out when we did. Because again, it's looking strong again this year. And I think there's only one applied from the Teesside League, one from the Northern Alliance, isn't there? I think it's 4 or 5 from the Wearside again.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but you know what? Any of them teams that come up will hold their own. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, mate, they're very exciting. But I think another exciting thing we've got to talk about before we go as well is these Division 2 and the playoffs that's coming up as well. I mean, it looks like Blythe's got the title wrapped up now, but these playoffs, I mean, I know chatting last night, the Ashford manager was just saying how exciting they were last year with the draws, the penalty shootouts, but the teams this season that's involved in them playoffs at the minute, they keep changing all the time. I know Chester Street Town crept back in there last night. They're going to be fantastic, aren't they, come the end of the season?
Yeah, I think Blythe, like you say, I think Blythe have got wrapped up, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think they're probably the best side we've come up against this season. Again, I know I mentioned, I think, again, we dominated possession against them. We played really, really well. But the massive difference was they took their chances. As soon as they got a chance, it was, do you know what? A really, really good side. For me, I think Blue Star and Bedlington, your next two, I think, nailed on for the playoffs. And then you're looking at, like you say, you've got Sinners are on a good run. Sinners are on really, really well. You know what, Thornaby? I'll be honest, I was very surprised. Obviously, the 2 times we played Thornaby this season, the beat us. I was surprised at a really, really good side. They're going well at the minute. But for me, I think, I know Chester Street, like you said, Chester Street Town are going well. I can't look past Horden. For some reason, they just keep grinding out results, doing that all the time. Obviously, I know Johnny and Andy very well. They just keep grinding out results. I think they'll get in. And I think easy to got games in hand, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't write them off neither. I think they're a very, very good side.
That's going to be great coming in the season. But Mark, thank you very much for coming on short night. Like I say, it's nice to get people on from clubs that we've not had on and try and get the club exposure in getting you out there as well. So as I say to anyone that's still watching now, please get across to the social media for FC Hartlepool, Twitter, Facebook, follow, do what you have to do. So just say that little likes and just sharing a post, sharing that the next game, it just makes so much difference, doesn't it, Mark? Hopefully you even get 1 or 2 more fans through the door. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely, without a doubt. Like you said, thanks for having us on. And the exposure for the club's absolutely brilliant. Excellent. Hopefully, our travels next season. I know we're trying to get out as many. I know, see, it's always the Metro, so hopefully, if they open something that we all get the train through one day, we'll definitely through for a vlog at there. So, like you say, I would love to get out and see as many of these new grounds and stuff as possible, and meet as many people as we can. That's what it's all about, isn't it? The Northern League, I think. Yeah, definitely, mate, without a doubt. Excellent. But again, everyone that's been watching, we really appreciate your support as always. And again, please subscribe if you haven't already. We're back next week with a couple of more shows as well, so keep an eye out for what's coming up for next week. But again, hope you all enjoy the rest of your night as well.